How can a liquidator challenge personal payments by a director from a company? Well, it's actually not that complicated. And the interesting feature of it is that the director is actually the one who the burden usually shifts onto when the matter is dealt with subject to a challenge by the liquidator. The starting point is the liquidator needs to demonstrate that the director has received money from the company. And the easiest way that will happen is through the liquidator scrolling through the company's bank statements. And for example, let's just say we've got a company called Joe Bloggs Limited, and the liquidator will look down the company's bank statements and it will see payments made from the company's bank account to Joe Bloggs. And that will be prima facie evidence that a company has made payment to Joe Bloggs, the director. It will be effectively proof. And the point ultimately is that once the liquidator can do that, he or she can prove that the payment has gone from the company to Joe Bloggs. And at that point, Joe Bloggs, if they are challenged by the liquidator, has to demonstrate that they were actually entitled to receive that money. And this point came out in a case a while back, quite a well-known case now, called Toon versus Robbins. And this was actually subject to an appeal. And what this case basically said as a critical feature is where it comes to company records, that if the directors cannot demonstrate that they were entitled to the money that they received from the company, because, for instance, the company's records were not particularly good, then basically, because the burden shifts from the liquidator to the director bears the burden of being able to demonstrate that they were entitled to the funds. And one of the expression that was used was that directors cannot be heard to say that our record keeping was so bad that the court should assume in their favour that they received the money properly. Now, that basically means that if a director receives company money, they have to demonstrate they were entitled to it. It is as simple as that. And whilst that won't necessarily always require documentary evidence, that is going to be a key feature in many, many instances. Questions, queries, concerns, give us a shout. We know Insolvency inside out.